Great to have you here.
But I have tomatoes from my terrace.
Thank you.
Let me get a. Can you take a picture?
Yeah.
Thanks. You're doing great.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thanks for all your help.
I want to.
Thank you for everything, man. Thank you. Hey, my friend, thank you for everything. Remember, you were with me when. Oh.
You ready? 1, 2, there we go.
Great to see you, man.
Thank you. There we go.
Thank you.
Mayor Bill de Blasio is a man of the people. We are the people whom he is representing. And we're going to give him a tremendous round of applause as I call to the microphone the Mayor of the City of New York, our great friend, Bill de Blasio.
Thank you. Well, I'm so thrilled everyone is here, and so many friends here tonight. It's like a very warm reunion for Shirlene and I to see so many people we've known along the way and who are so important to this city. And I have to let you know that, Michael mentioned our trips to Israel, and because of that, you see me tonight dressed informally. I'm remembering all of our meetings with Israeli cabinet members where there was no ties. Maybe there was a suit jacket. So this is I'm doing an homage to our meetings with Israeli officials. The greatest breakfast buffet in the world is at the King David Hotel in Jerusalem. How many people have had the breakfast buffet at the King David Hotel? All right, if you can find a better one, call me, because I don't think it exists. But so I really think of Michael very warmly because he introduced me to the breakfast buffet at the King David Hotel, among other wonders of Israel. But Michael is an extraordinary and passionate guide when we're in Israel. He helps everyone to understand, and that is an incredible service to the people of this city, the Jewish community of this city, and to the state of Israel. Let's thank Michael Miller for all he does. And thanks to JCRC for sponsoring tonight's event. The extraordinary diversity of this community is on display. Now, there's different ways to say it. What this city means to the Jewish people around the world in the history of Judaism, I want to say it very simply. In terms of pure population within the boundaries of one city, I have a special honor that no one else in the world can say. I am the mayor of the city on this earth with the largest Jewish population. And that is an honor. And that comes with the responsibility to stand up for the Jewish people, to protect the Jewish people, to stand up for the state of Israel, and I take that very, very seriously. I can also say, and many people in this room have educated me over many years, I can also say that in the last 2,000 years there haven't been enough places in this world that said, this is the people's house and you are welcome in the people's house. But in New York City, you are always welcome in the people's house. This community is growing. This community has such a fantastic impact on this city. We would not be New York City. We wouldn't have the dynamism. We wouldn't have the creativity. We wouldn't have the entrepreneurship. We wouldn't have the chutzpah. We wouldn't have so much if it weren't for the Jewish community, which has been so quintessential to this city for years. I have a great quote from a well-known comedian. Lenny Bruce said years ago, even if you're a Catholic, if you live in New York, you're Jewish. So, let's thank Bill Bratton for all he does. Just a moment of testimony. I don't think there's anyone who doubts the extraordinary ability of this man. I think he is the finest police leader in the United States of America, I would argue, in the whole world. But anytime anything in the world happens, including the horrible recent incidents in Kansas, I hear from Commissioner Bratton about the steps he's taking to protect Jewish institutions in New York City. It is automatic, and we thank him for all he's doing on the New York City is a city where even someone born in New Delhi knows how to order his bagel with a schmear. And I thought, did he think about the double entendre, New Delhi? That's pretty good. But the reality is, what's truly enriched this city for generations is the values of the Jewish people. Charlene alluded to it in her own personal experience. She grew up in an environment, in a town where her family was not welcome and was made very clear that they weren't welcome. And who came to their defense? The Jewish residents of that town. There's a long history of the Jewish community standing up for the rights of others as well. There's a history of tikkun olam, in the sense of trying to heal a troubled world. And for the Jewish people, something I've always admired in every interaction I've had is not, let's just heal one piece of the world. It's a sense of mission to heal all communities and bring all communities together. And you are so fundamentally why this extraordinary ongoing experiment that is New York City works. Because only if we had voices saying we have to heal and come closer could 8.4 million people from every country of the world possibly come together in so much unity. This community has so much history of fostering that unity and that connection. By the way, the history is not just a few generations old. It goes back to the first 23 Sephardic Jewish refugees from Brazil who landed in a city called New Amsterdam in 1654. So I think you've established your presence pretty well. Instead, it's my obligation as the mayor of the city with the largest Jewish population in the world to stand up, defend the state of Israel. Always under attack, always misunderstood. It's my obligation to be one of the people you can depend on automatically to stand up and be counted. I will do that. But equally, it's my obligation to fight here at home against any instance of anti-Semitism. Whether it's intolerance or whether it's bias, violence, we don't accept it in this city. We don't accept it in this country. I always say, as Charlene mentioned, we went to Yad Vashem on our last trip to Israel. This is the third time I went to Yad Vashem. Every time I go there, the history grabs me again.
Smile. Beautiful. This way. Coming this way.
So sorry.
Let's go picture.
You realize you just gave more time than the last 12 years of your predecessor.
I'm not shocked.
Beautiful.
Hey, Bill.